So hey y'all, we are continuing on with the 1972 Plymouth Fury. We're going to make some door panel inserts for the bottom of my door panels. They're kind of screwed up here, and I've already started cutting us out some new ones over here. You see here, we're just going to make them out of metal. We'll wrap them up with some stuff. Check it out over here. Hey man, in case y'all missed the last video, we put in a brand new molded carpet kit from that a subscriber sent to us, man. That thing turned out really nice. Fits in there well. In case you missed it, go check it out, man. You'd be surprised how easy that project went. This is what I want to do on the bottom of my door panels. I've got a ton of this stuff. Look at this, man. Got a whole big roll of it. I got this left over. It's nice, it's stretchy, it's good stuff, and it looks really cool, man. You'll see the texture on it. I really like how this looks. We already made our package tray out of it. That's this section back here inside. It turned out really well, and just to kind of tie everything together and to break up a little bit of that green. In my opinion, as much as I love the green, there's just too much of it, and I thought that would be a nice touch to come into the bottom of these door panels down here and just make us just a little inlay that's going to go right on the outside of there, out of our vinyl, and you can see why. I mean, it's garbage down here. There's nothing I can really do with it. Now, some of you guys were suggesting, since we had some leftover overlap on the actual carpet kit, that I should just trim it out of there and make new ones. It would be factory like that, I guess. But like I said, I want to break up this green. There's just too much of it. Now you can see here, this is the dash. I've already recovered the dash. We completely refurbished the dash, covered it with our new vinyl, and it looks great. And I'm just kind of trying to tie everything together. So that's why I thought we would go through and just make some little insert pieces here and there, just out of black, just to kind of tie everything together, like I said, and break up some of that green. So now that I got my piece cut out, it's pretty much the same shape, kind of roughed in, and I'm going to go around with my flapper disc and just work around the edges, smooth them up. You guys know the deal. I went ahead and made me a pattern with my cereal boxes. Did that off camera, didn't want to bore you guys too much. And now I've got me a nice little pattern for the radius of my panel, because it's really, really important that this fits in there nice, doesn't hang over the edges, because it will kind of hang up when you open and shut your door, and you definitely don't want that. So anyway, let me smooth this up. I just kind of used my tape as a straight edge, and then just kind of filed it back with my flapper wheel disc on my grinder there. You've seen it. Works out pretty good. And look, we get a nice, really nice straight edge. So that's why I kind of cut everything just slightly oversized and then just kind of file it back. That, to me, it just gets a nice precise edge that way. I mean, you got to dress the edge anyway. So I think this is where my little pattern is going to come in handy. I'll just stick it on the corner here. I think that ought to do it. That way we get that nice rounded edge and we get the exact contour, right? We want it to be just right, so it's not hanging over the edge. Remember, that'd be bad. If it's even just slightly over the edge, I think it'll cause it to catch on the door jamb, and we just don't want that. So anyway, let's go the extra mile, make sure that doesn't happen. We'll even go as far as to get in there and kind of test fit it before we go too far with it, right? So just like before, just kind of roughed it in. And now we'll grind back to our mark. And we should have a nice little curve there that's going to match the door just fine. Now it's a good idea, since we're dealing with vinyl wrap, we're going to be wrapping it around our edges. We got to round everything off. We can't leave that sharp corner like that. That wouldn't be good at all. It'll wear right through that, I promise you. So we've got a few little dents in it. It is scrap metal after all, just stuff we find out of the yard. This started out as a work van, the side of a work van. So anyway, just gonna take my hammer and my dolly. We're gonna put something underneath it and just tap them right on out of there. We don't have to get really carried away because this is gonna have a padding under the vinyl, you know, so I mean, it's super forgiving. But anything big, we will go ahead and get rid of. Got innies and outies. Yeah, some of the dents are coming out this way, some of them are going in this way. That's all right. It's been out in the yard. It's been run over even. Can you believe that? And now it gets to be part of our car. And it's going to be beautiful when we get done with it. If you're new to the channel, this is how we do it, man. We don't just run out and buy stuff all the time. We use what we have. And we keep these projects cheap. Super tight budget. We don't brag about how much money we spend around here. We brag about how much money we save. Let's try this out, see how we're fitting. Now we took some careful measurements, so I don't anticipate having too much trouble with it. But you see what I'm talking about? Like, we don't want this to hang down too low because it'll catch. Every time you open the door, you'll be doing this mess. So what I've done is I've actually made the panel, this piece, about 1/4 inch smaller all the way around. So a 1/2 inch undersized from our exact measurement. And that's gonna be for the material thickness that we're about to put on it. But I think we got it, man. I think we did good. Look at that. That all matches. If we hold it right up against the edge there, that matches really nice right there. So we nailed it, y'all. We did good. So at this point, now that I know this fits and it's nice and it's all good, I'm gonna use this as a pattern to make my piece for the other door on the other side, right? That makes sense. I think I can probably, there's a body line right here that runs all the way the course of the piece. But I think this strip right here is all we need. Let's get it up here and find out. Uh-oh. Oh, can't lose this guy. We don't need him. But yeah, let's lay this piece right here down at the bottom. Oh, that's more than enough. Look at that. Oh yeah, cool. So we'll cut just clear the body line that's right here. I don't even know, can y'all see that on camera? We'll cut just below that. And then we'll cut us a straight line through there. So yeah, we're doing good. We're doing real good. Got my pen sent to me by a subscriber, pencil rather. This thing works really nice on this stuff. So I've got both these pieces clamped together. The one that we've already trimmed out and got perfectly good, you know, it's fitting just right. And I've taken it and clamped it to the bottom piece that we just trimmed out. And now I'm just gonna grind, I'm gonna go around the edges, grind the two pieces together until they're exactly, you know, just identical. They'll be mirror image of one another, and then we'll know they're exactly right. There we got it. Check it out, man. Two complete opposite panels. And they're exactly the same, so good deal, man. Anyway, there's really no way to get it wrong when you do it like that. Both panels will match just right. You kind of grind them together at the same time right on top of each other, right? Just to kind of finish it up. So now that we got that done, it is time to pull the door panel off. Let's go ahead and pull the panel off so that we can see what we're working with. I think a lot of this is going to be just like those back panels were, in case you missed it. Those come off fairly easy, so ain't got any worries with that. The only difference that I could tell is, for one thing, it's got this, which I think is going to unscrew off of there, is what it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, I was kind of messing with it earlier. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that's exactly what it does. It just unscrews right off of there. That's for the mirror adjustment. Let's see. Oh yeah, these right here come off really easy. They just clip right off of there. Nothing weird going on. That's cool. And then of course they hid some screws behind it. I do believe those are going to need to come off. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, well, that was nice. Let's make sure we don't lose those. I wish those would just stay with the panel, but they're not. They're going to float around for a little bit, so we'll keep track of them. No worries. Let's get this one off. There we go. There's that. Then it's got some screws under the bottom here. They go kind of way up in there at an angle. That's exactly like that back panel was, in case you missed it. It has armrests back there as well, and they came off just like this. Now obviously we're gonna have to replace these armrests or something. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do on these yet. I thought about trying to remake some, but man, that is a very high wear item. And I'm afraid that whatever I make isn't going to be up to the challenge. I don't really know. It seems like I would just need to go ahead and replace these all together, because they're bad, really bad. So anyway, I think that's the way to go on that. All right, so from here on, I am completely unfamiliar with what I need to do here. I assume this is the latch here. I assume that's going to, yeah, there we go. There's an actual bolt in behind here, and I did not anticipate that. So let me go grab a wrench. We'll just bring all of them over here. Why not? I think this Milwaukee's going to make light work of this. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Without even trying. Okay. So that's all we got to do on that. That's easy. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and screw that bolt right back in there so we don't lose it. How about that? Set this over here. I do believe everything else is just going to unclip, just like that back panel did. It's going to have clips running up the side here. I want to be really careful. I don't want to mess none of this up. Yeah, see, there's a clip. There's going to be some on the bottom here, and that's where everything's damaged, and that's usually because of water, you know, and just high traffic, man. Getting in and out of here, I guess, probably did a lot of that. Because if you look over on the passenger side, it's perfect. So yeah, it's probably all it was, just kind of a high traffic area there. We'll be careful with it. We will baby this car from now on. I promise you, her hard life is over, long behind. So let's get this off. Awesome. It came off really easy. Did I just whack you? Trying to kind of clean out the inside of the doors. Look at the amount of dirt inside of these. I mean, this is ridiculous. I've already gotten some of it to fall through. The little weep holes in the door, you know, down at the bottom of the door, the drain holes. And I don't see none coming out through here. There's a hole down here. You see it there falling out. There, I guess we'll push it all down to that hole. That's a lot of dirt in there. You know what dirt does? It holds moisture, so we need to get all of this out of here, that's for sure. We'll take this opportunity to clean all of that out. There's a ton of it in there. You can see over here there's more. There's handfuls. of dirt down the side of this door. It's crazy. I can't even believe how much there is. And yet the inside of the door is completely rust free, y'all. There's no rust at all anywhere inside of the door. So I am shocked, to be honest with you, because this has been in here for years, and you know it's held moisture. It had to have. I don't know, man. There's not enough drain holes, because look, I'm scooting the dirt around and it won't fall through until it gets all the way down to the front of the door here. That's the only way I could get the dirt to fall through. So I'll push it all the way down to here. And then I guess I'll try to vacuum the rest of it out. Blow it out with an air hose, something. It's definitely got to go. We can't leave it in there. It's kind of fun watching that fall out of there, though. I'll admit that. I'm going to make a whole video out of that. Definitely some weight reduction going on there. You know the other door is going to be the exact same way, so we'll have to get over there and do all of this to that one too. Already got my padding and everything all marked out here. We'll just come through here and trim all of that. I want plenty of extra material to wrap over the edge, so that's why you see that it's pretty oversized, but that's okay. That's, you know, that's important that you have it wrap over the edge. We need that little bit extra there. Okay, so there's that. Get rid of that. We don't need it. Already trimmed the sides. I think at this point, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's just push this out of the way for a second. Something I like to do, I went ahead and painted the surface with just a little bit of spray paint. Obviously we don't want this to start rusting later, right? But now that that's all dry, before I put my glue on, I think it would be smart to go through and just kind of rough up that black spray paint that we put on. So I'm just going to use a little bit of red Scotch-Brite. This stuff right here is about the equivalent of 320 to 400 grit sandpaper. So that's basically what we just did there. Let's get a clean paper towel with some glass cleaner. This stuff works really well. Spray away glass cleaner, y'all. Unsponsored, but I do love the stuff. I've been using it for years and years. We used it in a professional body shop. Good stuff, man. Get you some. I use it anytime I'm trying to paint something. If I need to clean the surface, whether I'm painting something or gluing or any of that stuff, I will go through and clean it up with that spray weight, man. That's good stuff. So this will be the back side. I mean, you see what we're working with here. You would want to spray your glue right on top of that, right? That wouldn't be good. So that glass cleaner does the trick. You can see, man, that's already 2 wipes. And we've already destroyed the paper towel pretty much. So if you got to use another piece, get another piece. Do what you got to do. Get that stuff cleaned up. Look at that. It's like no matter how many times you wipe this thing, it's going to come back dirty. I don't know what the deal is. That's how it is. So I don't care how many paper towels you got to use, man. Get this stuff cleaned up, because otherwise, whatever you're spraying is just going to come loose later. It's not cool, man. We don't want that. So you see, man, I mean, it's just getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner, right? I mean, look where we started. This stuff was really nasty at first, so just keep going. Keep going, don't worry. Them paper towels aren't that expensive. I know it seems like everything's getting expensive anymore, but that glass cleaner's not too bad, and it goes a really long way, so it's totally worth it. There we go. I think we're good now. At this point, let's set up our padding again. Let's get that back out there. We'll put them kind of side by side here, right? Yeah, these little panels are so easy to make. I really like making them. I've made them for my boats and stuff like that in the past. Pretty simple to do. It's amazing the improvement you can make on like a boat interior or something like that with just a few bucks here and there on a little bit of cheap materials you could get from Lowe's or even Walmart or whatever. Now, I know I've said this in the past on other videos, but you got to spray both surfaces. Spray the padding and the panel itself, or otherwise it's not going to stay on there. So there we go, man. That's the whole thing. Give it just a few seconds, let it tack up. You don't want it to be, you know, you just want it to be, you can kind of feel it sticky to the touch, and that's it. It's not slimy or runny or any of that. That's when you can actually put the two pieces together. So give it just a few minutes. It's hot out here today. What are we running? Like 90 degrees. It's not going to take long, just a few minutes, and then we can put that on there. No problem. So I think we're good to go here. I'm going to take my time and make sure I get this dropped on here right in the center. Nice, there we go. And we got this little piece here. My workbench wasn't quite big enough. I was working on the hood of the car, and now that I have a little more space, since we got the panels hung on the Dodge over there, now I've got room for a workbench, so we got us off the hood of the car. Some of you guys will be happy about that. Some of you were afraid we were going to ruin that sweet paint job over there. No worries, man. That car's going to get sprayed, so anybody wondering about it, that is definitely going to be a thing. So now that we flipped the panel over, we're going to do the back side exactly the same as we did the front side. We're going to spray both surfaces. All right, so just like before, let it dry till you can touch it, and then we can stick it together. So just let it sit for just a few minutes. That's all it takes. You can see here where I can just fold it right over that edge, and it just sticks so well. Really nice, man. I mean, that is on there now. Really cool. And it's not going to do that the way you want it to until you let it tack up. And it's not going to have any strength to it either unless you let it tack up first. So here comes all the fun stuff where we get to go around all these little radiuses, you know. And I'm not an upholstery guy, y'all. I'm a DIYer at best. So all I know to do, I'm sure a real upholstery guy would look at this and be screaming at his TV right now. That's fine, I understand. This is what I do here. We just get it, trim all that stuff off where it's trying to bunch up, you know, get in your way. We don't want that. We don't need all that extra material holding us up. I've seen guys that will you know, maybe come in and cut a bunch of slits in it, you know, that helps too. Whatever you want to do. This padding here is really forgiving, easy to work with. So you can kind of see where, I mean, you might get some spots where it tries to bunch up on you, but it's okay. You can come back and just trim it right off just like that. I mean, look how flat it, stick it to my fingers. See how flat it all turns out. I mean, that's going to be on the back side of the panel. You're not going to see any of that. So I think it's working out just fine. This is the way I did those sail panels. Those turned out pretty good. I'm actually thinking about going back and doing those over again out of the same material that we're wrapping these with. I think it's better than that 4-way stretch vinyl. The 4-way stretch vinyl is very, very easy to work with. I mean, you could practically stretch it around a bowling ball. The only problem is I don't really care for how it looks on those sail panels I like how this stuff looks, so I'm really honestly thinking about redoing it. We will see. I'll keep you posted on that. We won't do another video on it. We already did the video. But don't be surprised if we don't end up with those panels being made out of the same material that we are making this panel out of, because I really like how it looks. I wish I could put it on the dash. Unfortunately, I am not good enough to put a two-way stretch vinyl on that dashboard. There's no way. And that's what this stuff is. This is a two-way stretch vinyl that we're about to show you, that we're going to cover these bottom panels with. And it's not as easy to work with. It's fine for this kind of stuff, no problem at all, but it's not as easy to work with when you're trying to get it to meet the contours of that dashboard. It was just too complex. I couldn't get it to stretch far enough. Some of you guys saw that. It was a pain. So we went to the four-way stretch and got through it. Okay, so now it's time. This is the vinyl here. Look at this. This is the two-way stretch. I love the way it looks. Look at that. Oh, it's good stuff. I think we showed y'all that earlier. There it is. So we're going to get that up here. I'll go ahead and just put my panel right on top of it. Just use it to get my outline. This is my tape line I was using earlier as a straight edge. I do that sometimes. Don't have to, but I do anyway. So anyway, here we go. This is what we're doing. This is I want this to fold halfway over. This is actually going to go like this, but I want this to fold all the way, pretty much all the way over the foam on both sides. So let's make sure that we position it so that we have enough overhang to do that. I think we could bring it back down this way quite a bit. Probably about right in there. Okay, and then down here, I think we're good. I'll get this trimmed up, you guys, and I will check back in with y'all in just a few minutes. So just like when we did the foam, we just let that glue get nice and tacky. And then we could put these two together. I'm just gonna lay it on here. I mean, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple on this, you know. I mean, some stuff would be a lot harder than this. That dash was definitely harder than this. This is working out just fine. All right, so now that we've got that on there, now we gotta go through and spray this. Wait a few seconds and then we can fold it over. Just like we did the foam, everything's exactly the same, the process. So you can see the back side of it's turning out pretty nice. Just kind of working around the corners here. This is where things get difficult. It's not too bad on something like this, but it's not as easy as just folding it over the edge, right? You got to go around this corner. All your material wants to bunch up. So I'll just go through and just trim it off just like I did that padding. Everywhere where it starts to bunch up, you know. It seems like it does okay when you do it like that. You get a little too much material going, just fold it on around there and then trim the rest of it off. It's the back side, man. Nobody's gonna see the back side of it, so we ought to be all right. So what do you think? There we go. There's the panel. I think that looks pretty good. I think it looks just fine. Now we gotta fasten it to the car. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna just start right here with a little hole. I don't know what you're doing. You're probably freaking out right now. Right, freaking out? Yeah, I know. Trust me, it's gonna be fine. Let's go ahead and get us a bigger hole now. That was just our pilot hole. All right, there we go. There's our first one. Let's get it over to the car, and then we're gonna have to do some more of those all the way across it to actually fasten it on there. So here we go. Let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is get this into place. Boy, that looks better already. No more ugly. We already covered it up, man. So we are well on our way here, making this much better. Let's get it just right into position. I don't want any of that carpet showing. Okay. Now that we can drill us a hole into the car itself. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I've got some screws right here. I don't know what you're thinking. Screws, dude, what are you doing? Just hang with me for a minute. Let's get that in there first. There we go, we got it started now. Now I can kind of let loose of it here. Use both hands, here we go. Alrighty. Now check it out, it's got a little cap that goes on it. Look at that. That's alright, it's not so bad. So we're down to the last one. There we go. There we go. What do y'all think, man? I'm gonna go ahead and put what's left of my armrest back on. Check it out, I customized it. I just took what was left of that old foam and the material, got rid of it until we get some new ones in here. Just went ahead through, dusted a little black spray paint on there, a little satin black like we like. I'm just gonna put it back on there for now, until we get something else going on, because I gotta have something to pull on, right? Can't forget the handle here. This is what actually opens the door, right? Definitely gonna need that. All right, there we go. So that's what we're gonna do for a door handle for now. Hey man, it'll get the job done. You just put your little finger in there and pull it, pull it shut. Hey, what do you want, man? That's what we're gonna do till we get new ones. Give it a quick little wipe down, man. These things are kind of dirty, especially with my dirty fingerprints getting all over them. That's not helping. Now, next time, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna address this issue with the chrome peeling around the edges. You guys see that? We're gonna have to do something there. I think that'll be pretty easy. I don't think that's gonna be too involved. And I don't even know if I'll even waste my time making videos about stuff like that, but I'll definitely give you little updates and show you the progress on stuff like that. But after this, I think we're gonna move on to probably getting seats or something in this thing. I mean, we need seats really bad. As far as videos go, let's get some seats in here, stuff like that. And little stuff like this, I'll probably do off camera. We'll see. I really want to save the wood grain in here, but man, it's just in bad shape. So I don't know, we may have to figure something else out. I don't want to just spray it black. I'll spray the trim black, but when it comes to the wood grain, I want to keep it or figure out a way to replace it with more wood grain, one or the other. Oh, and hey, in case you were wondering, yes, we did both sides. I do still need to do my armrest thingy and all of that, but yeah, we did both sides. It looks like it's fitting well. They're not catching on the door frame or anything like that. That was my main concern. I didn't want the edges of this catching on any of this, right? That would not be good. So hey, my lovely wife was nice enough to film this for us. That way we could kind of do it almost in real time. And that's basically what we did. Most of this was done mostly in real time, very little cuts. just as an effort to show y'all really this is easy. These are very easy projects to do, very inexpensive, and you get a lot of bang for your buck in my opinion. So you guys be sure to tune in next time. We'll be going on with probably seats, I don't know, dash, windshield. It needs a ton of things on it. You know, we got lots of content left to provide with this car, that's for sure. So anyway, tune in next time because you never know if we're going to be working on this one. Maybe we'll be working on that one over there. Or maybe we'll be dragging one in from outside and working on it again. We got projects out there too. I got more projects I don't know what to do with. But anyway, that's good for you guys. Lots of content. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, you guys. Check out my Instagram and my Facebook. Link in the description. That way you'll always get a notification when I put a video out. And anyway, I'm going to get on out of here. I will see you guys shortly.